the Heart Heist. The moon hung low over the skyline of New York City, casting long shadows across the penthouse apartment of Evelyn Sinclair. At 32, Evelyn was the rising star of the finance world, known for her brilliant investment strategies and ice-cold demeanor. Little did she know that on this night, her life was about to change forever. Perched on the ledge outside her 40th floor window was Jake Hawkins, master thief extraordinaire. At 35, he had never failed a job, and tonight's score promised to be his biggest yet. Intelligence suggested that somewhere in this apartment was the fabled Ruby of Kashmir, a stone worth millions and Jake's ticket to early retirement. With practiced ease, Jake disabled the security system and slipped into the darkened apartment. The plush carpet muffled his footsteps as he made his way through the living room, his eyes scanning for any sign of a safe or hidden compartment. A sudden click froze him in place. "Don't move," came a steely voice from behind him. "I'm armed and I won't hesitate to shoot." Jake slowly raised his hands, cursing inwardly. How had he missed her presence? "Easy now," he said, keeping his voice calm. "No need for anyone to get hurt." "Turn around," Evelyn commanded. "Slowly." Jake complied, coming face to face with his would-be victim. In the dim light filtering through the windows, he could make out sharp cheekbones, piercing blue eyes, and a determined set to her jaw. She was beautiful in a dangerous way, like a finely honed blade. For her part, Evelyn was taken aback by the intruder. She had expected a hardened criminal, not this handsome man with kind eyes and a roguish smile. "Who are you?" she demanded, tightening her grip on the gun. "Just a humble admirer of beautiful things," Jake replied, his charm kicking in automatically. "And I must say, the view in here is far lovelier than I anticipated." A faint blush colored Evelyn's cheeks, but her aim didn't waver. "Flattery will get you nowhere." "Why are you here?" Jake considered lying, but decided honesty might be his best play. "I'm here for the Ruby of Kashmir. Word on the street is that you're its current owner." Evelyn's eyes widened in surprise. "The Ruby? But how did you?" She caught herself, realizing she was saying too much. "It doesn't matter. You're not getting it, and you're not leaving until the police arrive." As if on cue, sirens began to wail in the distance. Jake's mind raced, searching for a way out of this predicament. "Look," he said, taking a cautious step forward. "We both know those cops will be here in minutes. But I'm willing to bet you don't want them involved any more than I do. A woman in your position, with a priceless stolen gem, that's the kind of scandal that ruins careers." Evelyn's resolve faltered. He was right. She couldn't afford this kind of publicity. The ruby had been a foolish indulgence, a secret thrill in her otherwise tightly controlled life. "What are you suggesting?" she asked warily. "A deal," Jake proposed. "You let me go, keep the cops out of it, and I'll owe you a favor. Any favor, no questions asked. Trust me, having someone with my particular set of skills in your debt could come in handy." The tension in the room was The sirens grew louder. Evelyn bit her lip, weighing her options. Against her better judgment, she lowered the gun. "Go," she said, "but don't think for a second this is over." Jake flashed her a grateful smile that made her heart skip a beat. "I wouldn't dream of it," he said, already moving toward the window. "In fact, I'm looking forward to our next encounter, Miss Sinclair." With that, he was gone, disappearing into the night like a phantom. In the days that followed, Evelyn found herself unable to shake thoughts of the mysterious thief. She told herself it was just the adrenaline, the novelty of the experience, but deep down, she knew it was more than that. Jake had awakened something in her, a longing for excitement and unpredictability that she had long suppressed. For his part, Jake couldn't get Evelyn out of his head. He had encountered countless marks over the years, but none had ever challenged him like she had. Her intelligence, her poise under pressure, her hidden depths, all of it intrigued him in a way he had never experienced before. Weeks passed, and just as Evelyn had convinced herself that the incident was behind her, she received an unmarked envelope. Inside was an invitation to a masquerade ball at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, along with a note that simply read, Time to return the favor. Wear red. Her heart racing, Evelyn knew she should ignore it, report it to the authorities. Instead, she found herself standing in front of her closet, pulling out a striking red gown she had never had the courage to wear. The night of the ball, Evelyn moved through the crowd of masked revelers, her eyes searching for a familiar face. Suddenly, a hand caught hers, pulling her into a dance. "You look ravishing," Jake's voice whispered in her ear. "What am I doing here?" Evelyn hissed, even as she allowed him to lead her across the dance floor. "Helping me pull off the greatest heist of my career," Jake replied, his eyes twinkling behind his mask, "and possibly falling in love in the process." Evelyn's protest died on her lips as she looked into Jake's eyes. In that moment, she realized that he had already stolen something far more valuable than any ruby, her heart. As they danced beneath the twinkling lights, surrounded by priceless art and oblivious partygoers, Evelyn and Jake began to write a new chapter in their unlikely love story. It was a tale of two worlds colliding, of risks taken and boundaries crossed, of a love that defied all logic and reason. For in the end, they had both become thieves, Jake in his pursuit of material treasures, and Evelyn in her willingness to steal moments of passion and adventure from her carefully ordered life. Together, they would embark on the greatest heist of all, the theft of a happily ever after that neither had dared to dream was possible.